What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Clash Mini video on the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my balance change wish list. In this video, pretty much what I would like to see in the upcoming balance changes coming September 8th. So that's going to be in 5 days from now. I'm going to give you guys what I think needs to be changed inside of Clash Mini, starting it off with the heroes, and then we're going to go over to the minis. All right, disclaimer before we get into this is my wish list, not the balance changes that are coming out on September 8th. First hero up is going to be the Wave Master. The Wave Master is going to need +1 base HP, plus 0.05 base attack speed, plus 0.05 base attack speed at level 10, and +1 HP at level 10. I think it just isn't tanky enough, it doesn't get off enough supers, and it just does not attack fast enough to make an impact inside of Clash Mini. Maybe this 2 extra HP at level 10 and the extra attack speed also will help it get a little bit into the meta. All right, next up we have the Archer Queen. Archer Queen also is going to need a buff, +1 HP. Crossbow is going to need to go back to its original state. It's +1 second back to the original. So how it was pretty much back in the day with the +1 second. Right now it's half a second. I think it's 2 seconds. It needs to go back to 3 seconds. That will give it massive value, but now that we're giving it back that extra time, it's going to need to have a level 10 ability. The boast is only going to work on the primary target. So when the crossbow goes off, the secondary targets, which means the second and third target, are only going to take 1 damage. The main target will still take 2 damage with the boast ability. So if the Archer Queen does destroy something, it'll only do 1 damage to the second and third target during the crossbow phase, which is the super. Monk is going to be our next hero up. It's going to need to get a little bit of a rework buff here, remove its level 4 ability, because pretty much when the Monk gets the level 4 ability, it gains a lot of energy, but guess what? It takes out a mini that's already almost dead, so it really doesn't matter too much about boosting that up fast. You kind of want to make sure that it takes out a mini that has full HP. Normally, that's never the case because of this. When the Monk supers mini around the Monk speed up like the Lumberjack Rage. I've been saying this for a while. I think the Monk needs to have something, either a heal or a rage around it, so that it will give massive value to its other minis. I think it's a support mini. Yes, it's a big brawler type mini that just takes a mini out in one shot, but other than that, it kind of is useless if it doesn't get value with its one punch. Shield Maiden is our next mini up. Remove level 10 ability, replace it with the Shield Maiden has to dissipate. Pretty simple here. Take out the level 10 ability, and every single time the Shield Maiden attacks, it does to dissipate. This will be crazy, it'll be interesting, and it will also give a hero dissipate the first time we're going to see this. Next up, hero is going to be the Countess. Its super needs to be faster and needs to have +1 HP at level 10. Just needs to have a little bit more juice at level 10, and the super needs to be faster animation, because when the Ice Wizard slows it down, it takes 57.5 minutes to go off. Next up, we are going to have the mini. Spear Goblin is going to be our next mini up here, or should I say our first mini. 3 damage spear at the start. So the Clash is going to only do 3 damage instead of 5, and then the first ability will be +5 damage on the spear instead of +3. So it still will be 8 damage, but you're going to need a 1-star Spear Goblin for that. This way, the Spear Goblin at 0 stars doesn't absolutely decimate your entire army. It's kind of just like a little rework here, makes them get star upgrades on to the Spear Goblin. Valk, plus 0.05 attack speed per upgrade. The Valk needs a little bit of a buff. This will give it a little bit of a buff here, because you'll be able to get 0.15 attack speed at a 3-star Valkyrie. 3-star Valkyrie is kind of the only way you can play Valkyrie anyway, and this will give Valkyrie a little bit more value. Mini Pecky here. 2nd star display, -2 energy from 3. I think 3 is just too much for the dissipation. It's now going to be 2. Pretty self-explanatory there. Bowler is going to be our next mini up. I just want to have the ball to have half the amount of stun duration. So as the ball rolls over, it needs to be just a quick, it can't just stun you for, I think it's a second or something like that, or second and a half, whatever it is. Cut it in half. That way your minis can get back onto the field faster, and it won't really be super detrimental to your entire army. It might need a little bit more than this, but this is what I suggest for the bowler, at least for now. Healing Ranger, 3rd star to 30% boost. I believe it's a 40% boost. Rage up needs to make it down to a 30% boost, because if the Healing Ranger ever does come into meta, the 40% is absolutely crazy with a 3-star Healing Ranger. P.E.K.K.A. here, plus 1 HP. It just needs more HP at the start, at the base. Nobody really wants to upgrade the P.E.K.K.A. too much, but if you are going to upgrade the P.E.K.K.A., at least have it 1 more HP at 0 stars, so you can get more value off the bat with the P.E.K.K.A., maybe making it a little bit more easily fit into the meta. It might still need more, but that's what I think about the P.E.K.K.A. Mega Knight, all right, take away the furthest tiles from the earthquake. So you know that 1 tile on the top and the 1 tile on the bottom when it supers down, take those away. This is going to be maybe making it a little bit more easily able to counter and be able to avoid the Mega Knight. Also, change the 1st star power, 1.5 second duration instead of 2, another half a second duration that you get back is definitely going to make a big difference. The Mega Knight with a 3 stars is just absolutely insane. It makes you not want to be able to play the game anymore because your entire army is stunned forever and a day. Magic Archer is in a really good spot here. Just needs to be toned down just a little bit on its 2nd star power. 40% per stack instead of 50% per stack. So there's a 10% loss here, 30% loss on 3 stars. Sorry, 3 stacks. So pretty much it's just a slight nerf to the Magic Archer, but it is going to be a good nerf because honestly, when the Magic Archer has 2 or 3 stacks, it really ramps up and it really just takes out the entire army. I know it's a 4-cost mini. I know it's supposed to do that, but even at 40%, it still will have 120% attack speed increase. Instead of 150, I think it still will be in a good spot. Electro Wizard just needs a little bit more beef and they'll need more HP, especially with the archers and everything else like that. Plus 1 HP to the Electro Wizard should be enough for that. Next up, we have the Witch. The Witch is just going to get plus 1 attack speed, and it's going to get a range increase. So maybe 1 to 2 tiles more onto the range. It had infinite. It got nerfed down to just, it doesn't really have that much range at all anymore. Maybe give it 1 or 2 more tile range. That way, the Witch will still be able to be a super backline mini, which is kind of what it needs. And it will be able to get those crucial attacks off faster and get out more and more skeletons. I think the biggest thing is when it has to move up 1 or 2 tiles after the front line is down. That's about almost a whole nother skeleton or 2 lost. And that's a huge deal inside of a Clash mini match. The next mini up is going to be the Fisherman. Really, I don't have the greatest thing for the Fisherman here. Plus 3 HP for the Fisherman. And I would like to change into the Clash ability instead of pulling to you. I know that is a Clash Royale thing and everything. I would like the Fisherman to actually hook and then have the anchor pull it to the anchor instead of, you know, the anchor pulling it to you. You know, I guess pulling back up the anchor. I would rather you go to the anchor and it stuns minis around the anchor for 1 second, and it does 2 damage to them. This way, if you do miss, you're still in the thick of things with 3 more HP onto the Fisherman. So the Fisherman has a little bit more HP. So it's kind of like almost a shell tile at that point where it just jumps over there. But the thing is, if you miss, guess what? You're not getting any value or you're not doing anything because you're just in there and you're just kind of tanking. I mean, it would create a good strategy so you can get your Fisherman to the other side. It can get some good value there. But I think the Fisherman just needs a little bit of a tweak. I don't really know exactly how the Fisherman's going to get tweaked enough. But the Fisherman right now is just a hit or miss, clash or miss. And I think that that is just too much for the game to have in it. And it's just like little bit wonky. But that's all the changes I have for this next balance change, September 8th. Super excited in 5 days to see how the meta shakes and what Supercell does. But thank you guys so much for watching this YouTube video. I love each and every single one of you.